Okay, so I uploaded the file. The first thing I did was listen to pieces.
And thanks for being here with us at this place and at this time. So right now I'm gonna give it to Vin.
I hear a lot of noise in the background. So there's a couple ways you can fix noise. Let's look up close and really see all those. These are each of the points that you can hear, but the noise is on top of the voices. So Audacity has one way of fixing this. And let's do experiment. So let's take the noise, which is right here, go to Analyze, Effects, Noise Reduction, get the noise, and then apply it. Noise reduction. I just leave it there. Okay, it finished. So let's listen. 3 seconds. Go for it. So that is very electronic-y sounding. I went back, I put on the noise back on, just so you can listen to the difference. Okay. I don't know if you like that or not. I don't really like without the noise. I think if you were to just leave it there at a it's okay, but what happens when you turn up the amplitude? It kind of gets worse. So let's just increase the volumes all the way up. Let's amplify and see if you select it, FX, amplify. Let's go to 3. Okay, let's try again. All right, so you have the option of keeping that or keeping it with the noise. What I did is I went through some things, I didn't like it, and I tried my software that I pay for. There's this repair assistant, it's called Isotope RX7, and let's listen from the same. So we have 2 versions here. Okay, it doesn't like that. We have this version. We have this version with the noise. With the noise with the repair assistant, which does dialogue, isolate, some other fancy stuff. Question is, which one do you want to try? So, try again. So you want you have to pick which one is the least worst, the best of the worst. So I'm picking this one. If you don't have the software, I don't know how to do it without the software. The next thing I'm gonna do is loudness. This is another thing that Audacity does not have, so probably not helpful. But so this one will change the amplitude and make it all the same height. So this is what it looks like before, and then loudness -3 dB, -18 LUFS, and render, and we'll be here a while, so I'll come back. Okay, it's done. After, before, after. See, it's straight line, -3 dB. Brings everything up. Let's listen, see if it sounds good or not.
Go through lessons with us on language, as well as teach us the traditional way of taking off bark so that we can make the skirts like for dancing, like this one here.
I think that sounds pretty good. So I was thinking we could do that with this one here and see what it sounds like. So you can go to Effects, Amplify, or Normalize. Remove DC offset, sure, why not? Center on 0 vertically. Normalize peak amplitude to -3 dB. That's what we have on the other one, -3. And so let's do it. Okay, it made it smaller. That is not good. I think what happened is the small ones, these peaks right here, they're kind of taken into account. So let's go backwards. Remove these. Hurry.
But excuse me, if it's something like this.
Yep, he sneezed.
Excuse me.
We can just delete that. And then this one. What happens here?
Share. I'm getting emotional because this.
You just spoke louder at that point. So I'm going to take this whole bunch, make it smaller. Let's make -3. Let's actually make it -5. Okay, now, oops. That's the whole thing. Let's try this effects, normalize. Oops, actually, I'm going to get rid of the second split stereo track. Let's just get rid of that. And effects, normalize. Let's try again. Made it grow a little bit more. It's not as good, but better than nothing. So let's look at the difference between the two.
Homeland and
Okay, so here is a section with the new normalize increase amplification.
And we also have an online store. And we also have an online store.
So they're both okay. Again, preference is this one, just because it evens out the loudness. What I also found is these big gaps that there's no noise. I mean, there's nobody speaking. You can cut those out. Literally press the delete button.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah.
Um,
And we also have an online.
All right, I'm gonna save this, and then we're gonna add on the intros and outros. Okay, we're back on Audacity. I imported the loudness version from RX7. I added our intro outro, so you see our intro here and our outro here. So all I do is I add space to the beginning, make sure I get rid of all the noise. All this noise has to go. So on Audacity, it's Control L. And then I add on basically a minute just to give us space. Sorry, generate silence. 1 minute. Sure, doesn't matter. And then I pull it back, delete, so that, oops, too much. Sorry, come on now. Delete, so that this after the second pull.
Welcome to Native Stories. Native Stories exists to share the voices of those connected to the land.
Aloha mai kako o wau o nanea.
So that's just how we do our intro.
Native Voices to Land. Today we have our guest.
See how it fades out too. And then the outro, obviously delete all this stuff. Oops, too much. Delete. Delete. Actually too much. Delete. This is all noise. So, Control L.
Ahui ho.
I can bring this so that this right here lines up with the speaking a little bit. And just kind of keep deleting until I get it about right.
And I'll link you to our store, Pahan Guan.
Till next time. Ahui ho.
So I like to give some space and then
Next time. Ahui ho.
thank you for listening. Okay, so there. So the intro, the outro, all lined up, and then I merge it, tracks, mix down to mono. Combine these two, mix down to mono. Oops. Select it. Generate tracks, mix, stereo down to mono. Because if you listen to it, you're going to hear the intro outro only on your right side and not on both sides. So it sounds weird if you don't do that. If you don't mix it down to mono. So what are you seeing here?
Aloha and welcome to
That's
Native
interesting.
Stories.
That's really small
Native
now.
Stories exists to share the voices
And
of
see
those
this right
connected
here?
to the land.
Aloha.
This is really big. You want everything the same volume so that you can hear everything that's being said. So
Mai
I
kako o wau o nanea.
will file, export, wave. I'm going to call it mixed. 16 bits, fine. You should put stuff, I just don't. Okay, and then I open this guy again and I add it on. So my folder here, mixed, edit. And then I do the loudness again and render. So that really didn't fix anything. You can still see the smallness right here. So if it didn't fix anything, it's kind of like, well, why don't we just stay with the original one, the initial state. Oh wait, look, it did. It made it bigger. Okay, I lied. Let's go with this one. So file, export, wave, 16-bit is fine. Okay, done. I name it done. Done. And then I also save as MP3, constant bit rate, 64. Okay. It's actually where I put, so then I have to rename it. 1, 2, 3, 4, we're on 5. And I should probably give it the correct name. Okay, I will give it the correct name as soon as I figure out what I should be calling it. DNA, Guam, Pivot, I think. Save. And that is how you create the MP3 file.
Thank you for listening to us on Native Stories. Navigate through location-based stories on our Native Stories mobile app. You can find it on Apple and Android stores under Native Stories. Go check them out and leave a review and tell your family and friends.